Above Spirit Valley, countless dark clouds gathered in the sky, flashing with thunder and lightning. Thunderbolts of immense power surged through the clouds with terrifying ferocity. At a certain moment, a black thunderbolt descended from the sky. The ground below cracked open, creating a giant abyss several kilometers deep, a sight that was truly horrifying. Since everyone has already refined the pill, it's time for me to show my humble skills. Come forth. With a soft snort, Ling Zix's eyes turned serious. The flame alchemy cauldron in front of her suddenly exploded, and a jade-colored, smooth pill appeared in midair. Buzz buzz. The entire sky trembled violently, and the thunderclouds above shifted rapidly. A refreshing, fragrant aroma of the pill filled the air like a mist, enveloping the entire mountain range. This is the 7-tier Earth-level pill, 1 yuan pill? I've heard that this pill has mysterious effects, and considering its complex refining method, it could rival a 7-tier heavenly pill. Wait, is that the 3-colored 7 mystical demon lightning? My goodness! Outside Altar Mountain, the onlookers were stunned. Seeing that Ling Zixi had successfully refined such a terrifying pill, they couldn't help but murmur in awe. The 3-colored 7 mystical demon lightning. Even some mid to late stage 7-star Do Xian experts wouldn't have enough confidence to withstand it. Elder Ling Xi, it seems that your Ling clan has produced a rare alchemy talent this time. To refine such a terrifying 1 yuan pill at such a young age, her future achievements are limitless. And she is a woman, truly embodying the saying, women are no less than men. Yao Xian cupped his fists and congratulated the elderly Ling clan woman. Other experts followed suit. A 7-tier immortal pill of such a young alchemist, and accompanied by the 3-colored 7 mystical demon lightning. Her future accomplishments would surely be extraordinary. Hee, I thank all of you on behalf of Zixi. She only succeeded due to the clan's resources. Compared to the Yao clan, it's nothing, the elderly Ling Xi said humbly, but a proud smile couldn't be hidden on her face. Though Ling Zixi had consumed many of the Ling clan's treasures, the results were evidently worth it. There's still some time before the tribulation will fully arrive. But I wonder what that Xiao Yan fellow is up to. The Xiao clan won't give up so easily. Could he be waiting for something? Ling Zixi hovered in the air, vigilantly guarding the jade-colored pill. Her expression was serious, for after a brief moment, she would face the 3-colored 7 mystical demon lightning. That level of power was likely comparable to the peak attack of a mid-to-late 7-star Do Xian expert, and with her strength, it would be quite a challenge. Only by successfully enduring the pill tribulation could she tame the pill. Otherwise, if she failed, all her efforts would be in vain. Hee, since Miss Ling Zixi has already succeeded in refining the pill, it's time for someone like me, who can't compare to ancient clans, to make my move. Come forth. 7-tier heavenly pill, the blood Bodhi demon pill. With a cold roar, Shun Hong thrust his hands into the flame-enveloped alchemy cauldron. His hand seals rapidly changed, and after a brief moment, an overwhelming force began to merge under the watchful eyes of everyone. Whoosh! A sharp sound rang out, and a blood-red pill fully formed in the cauldron. As it merged, a flickering blood-red glow appeared, resembling a compassionate bodhisattva, with a radiant moon rising from the ground behind her, creating a beautiful scene. The pill exploded out of the cauldron, and instantly, the cauldron shattered into countless particles. The blood-red bodhisattva rose up and shot into the thick thunderclouds in the sky, unleashing its full power. Boom! With the infusion of the bodhisattva's power, the previously colorless black thunderclouds in the sky began to shake violently. Within moments, they grew to a size of over 100 meters. A heavy, oppressive pressure bore down on everyone, and the thunderclouds above began to churn, displaying 5 different colors. 5-colored 7 mystical demon lightning? At this moment, many experts felt an unprecedented sense of pressure. What was even more unexpected was that a young expert in CS sect had actually triggered the 5-colored 7 mystical demon lightning. A 7-tier heavenly pill, the blood Bodhi demon pill, and 5-colored 7 mystical demon lightning. These simple 3 lines represented the peak success of the Yao clan grand ceremony. Without a stronger contender, this victory was likely theirs. 5-colored 7 mystical demon lightning. This is really troublesome. Looking at the scene, Xun'er soared into the air, holding a blood-red, round pill. Are you two in such a hurry? Just as the tension between the two was at its peak, an exceptionally arrogant voice suddenly shot up from below. Yao Yichen? Ling Zishi and Xun'er both roared in unison. The talent that Yao Yichen displayed in alchemy made even the two of them feel a sense of unease. Hearing his words once again, they couldn't help but feel their hearts tighten. The 7-colored 7 mystical demon lightning is indeed extraordinary, but just relying on that alone to claim the title of the continent's #1 alchemist is too far-fetched, Yao Yichen said coldly. A finely crafted azure pill in his palm erupted with a radiant 7-colored glow, shooting straight into the thunderclouds above. The thunderclouds began to churn once more, but the power it contained seemed to be subtly overwhelming Xun'er's. 7-colored 7 mystical demon lightning, the pinnacle of a 7th-grade immortal-class pill. How is that possible? After a moment, the wind in the sky howled, suddenly darkening the entire void. A small thundercloud, only a few meters in size, gathered above Yao Yichen. The thundercloud was filled with 7 colors, and the 7-colored power continuously merged, intertwined, and flowed, seemingly holding an immense and terrifying power that could shake the heavens. It seems the winner is already decided, Ling Zishi said helplessly, shaking her head. She could only cast a glance toward Xiao, who was quietly seated on the 8th peak. Wait, that guy? Just as the thought crossed her mind, Ling Zishi's eyes widened in surprise. She noticed that Xiao, who had been sitting quietly on the 8th peak, was slowly rising to his feet. A flicker of unprecedented madness shone in his eyes, and a smile that seemed almost frenzied appeared on his lips, sending a chill down her spine. In his eyes, an extremely strange scene seemed to be reflected. It seemed as though his target was the 7 mystical demon lightning, which was gathering above their heads, ready to unleash its destructive power. Just as Xiao stood up, some sharp-eyed people noticed that although Xiao was still weak in power, the medicinal ingredients in his alchemy cauldron had already fused, though something still seemed to be missing. What exactly does this guy want to do? At Altar Mountain, countless people watched in confusion as they looked at Xiao. Based on the disturbances he caused in the first and second rounds, they dared not underestimate him, but they had no idea whether he would accept his fate or stir up even greater chaos. It seems the winner is already decided. Yao Yichen from the Yao clan has triggered the 7-colored 7 mystical demon lightning. This is the peak creation of an immortal-class alchemist. Perhaps in 100 years, the Yao clan will have another sacred class alchemist. This time, it seems no one can defeat him. On Altar Mountain, as they watched the three of them in a tense standoff, those with keen insight knew that this grand ceremony was drawing to a close. Wait, that guy. Is it Xiao? What's he doing? Just as the senior members of the Yao clan were breathing a sigh of relief, some of them couldn't help but look at the crystal prisms in front of them, where Xiao's figure suddenly appeared. For some reason, a sense of unease slowly rose in their hearts. Inside, Xiao, you've already lost. Hurry up and get off the stage. Xun'er looked at Xiao, who had suddenly appeared, with a confused expression. But after a moment of thought, he realized the situation, and his frustration was hard to suppress. He could only roar in response. Although there were grievances between them, Xun'er knew that the 5-colored 7 mystical demon lightning was about to strike, and this was no laughing matter. Moreover, he was worried that Xiao might interfere with their tribulation, so his tone was heavy. Xiao, step back. Though you've obtained the formula for an 8-tier sacred pill, such a pill isn't something you can concoct just by relying on your soul power. Soul power, Qi, and refined skills, all three are indispensable. Xiao, this time, Yao Yichen is the true victor of the Yao clan grand ceremony. Looking at the smile on Xiao's face, Yao Yichen suddenly felt an odd chill, but his smug expression remained as arrogant as ever. This time, it was clear he had won. Xiao remained indifferent, not speaking. His goal wasn't them. Xiao was waiting for the lightning tribulation to fully brew. and for that final moment when the thunder would descend from the heavens. That would be his last opportunity. Xiao Yin Yu. Ling Zishi seemed to have sensed something from Xiao Yan's calm demeanor and asked in confusion. I want to give it a try. Xiao Yan smiled and nodded, not hiding his intentions. After all, if he spoke of such things, no one would believe him. Are you crazy? The power of the 7 mystical demon lightning is not something you can handle at your current level. Not to mention, your Doqi is depleted. If you force a move, you'll be torn to pieces. Failure isn't terrifying, but the real danger, Ling Zishi hurriedly exclaimed, her eyes wide in shock as she cried out in fear. The 7-colored 9 mystical demon lightning is indeed the pinnacle among the 7th grade immortal class pills, but unfortunately, there are still many more powerful pill thunders than it. Xiao Yin turned his head and fixed his gaze on Yao Yichen, his voice carrying a rare hint of fiery madness. Although the 9 mystical demon lightning is extremely fierce, I've long been prepared. So, Xiao Yin, your little schemes are useless. Yao Yichen assumed that Xiao Yin was implying he couldn't withstand this level of thunder tribulation, and thus sneered. As the genius of the Yao clan, I have everything I need to deal with a thunder tribulation. How could I not handle such a trivial tribulation? No, you're wrong. You all are wrong. The ones who should step down are you. Xiao Yin finished speaking, not even turning his head. He lifted his gaze toward the 3 thunder tribulation clouds above their heads, narrowed his eyes, and smiled. At the same time, an overwhelming surge of flames erupted, engulfing the sky filled with pill thunder and transforming it into a vast sea of fire. Is this guy crazy because he can't refine pills and is unable to bear the blow? Is he trying to die? Some weaker individuals, watching Xiao Yin head toward the area where the 3 thunder tribulation clouds were gathered, couldn't help but mutter in confusion. Boom! A loud rumble echoed, but Xiao Yin ignored them. The dazzling amber rock soul flame surged from his body, easily manifesting the immortal flame domain and creating a sea of fire that isolated the terrifying 3 thunder tribulations. It felt as though a person seeking death was attempting to rely on the power of 3 thunders to perish there. This guy, is he really this kind-hearted? Is he helping us withstand the thunder tribulation? Does he need the power of the thunder tribulation to temper his body? After all, that power was somewhat similar to what he used against Yin Xian earlier. Shenhong, Yao Yichen, and Ling Zishi unconsciously took a few steps back, murmuring in their hearts. Even with the presence of Spirit Gathering Peak, after long periods of refinement, their internal strength had become rather weak. If they were to withstand the thunder tribulation, it would take a lot of effort. With Xiao Yin offering to bear the brunt for them, they naturally couldn't stop smiling. Wait, this can't be as simple as it seems. But what's strange about it? For a moment, I can't pinpoint it. Yao Yishuan, watching Xiao Yan's fire pill cauldron on the 8th peak, noticed that there was still a faint heat lingering inside, with a pill embryo visible. However, it seemed that Xiao Yin hadn't fully integrated the power of all the medicinal materials into the pill yet. Hadn't he given up on it? Why hadn't the flame in the cauldron gone out? Why was he risking death to face the thunder tribulation? And not just any thunder tribulation, but the 3 most terrifying tribulations of this grand ceremony? The power of such thunder was enough to obliterate him completely. Boom! Countless questions troubled Yao Yishuan, but before she could think more, a shadow appeared beside Xiao Yin in the sky. The shadow looked exactly like Xiao Yin, almost as if it were carved from the same mold, even possessing the same level of power. The surging strength was like an endless spring, pouring forth. Perfect 7-star Do Xian. And in the peak state, it was nothing like Xiao Yan's usual weak aura. That's a soul clone? In an instant, Yao Wanyuan below felt a headache, watching the 2 Xiao Yin figures, and an uneasy feeling rose in his heart. He had an ominous premonition that this guy was very unpredictable, and this time, something strange was bound to happen again. How's it going? Feeling confident? Xiao Yin softly asked, looking at Xiao Lei. Xiao Lei's expression suddenly shifted slightly, though it was barely noticeable. Xiao Yin didn't catch it and, hearing Xiao Yan's voice, Xiao Lei nodded abruptly. Since that's the case, let's go all out. Let's take them on. The moment their voices fell, their bodies tensed up. Then, under the watchful eyes of countless people, they charged straight toward the three terrifying thunder tribulation clouds. Even the faint flame from Xiao Yan's fire pill cauldron on the 8th peak was brought into the fray. No one knew what he was trying to do. This guy, doesn't he want to use the pill thunder to fuse the pill? Seeing Xiao Yan's reckless actions, many powerful individuals sneered. Only a few high-ranking members of the Yao clan and elders from ancient clans had solemn expressions, shock flashing across their faces. This child was no ordinary person. Damn, this madman. Watching Xiao Yan and his clone rush into the thunder tribulation, some alchemists in the Yao Valley couldn't help but click their tongues. The level of pill thunder was so high that one mistake could erase them in an instant. Afterward, they quickly retreated, maintaining a safe distance from the thunder tribulation clouds in the sky. Crack! As Xiao Yan and Xiao Lei stepped in, a series of thunderbolt beams immediately surrounded them. The faint fluctuations emanating from the bolts caused an excruciating pain to run through Xiao Yan's skin. 3 colors, 5 colors, and 7 colors. 3 fierce 7 mystical demon lightning bolts seemed to have the power to pulverize Xiao Yan into dust with a single strike. However, the immense energy within them was exactly what Xiao Yan needed at this moment. Xiao Yan had indeed underestimated the tremendous power required to refine sacred tier pills. Coupled with the previous battle with Yin Xian, which had damaged the spirit-gathering peak. All he could do now was give it a try. If it fails, then I'll die trying. Xiao Yan furrowed his brow and exchanged a glance with Xiao Lei. Both understood each other's resolve. In an instant, brilliant energy surged around them. Surrounded by the eternal flames of the undying fire domain, their gazes were fixed firmly on the 3-7 mystical demon lightning bolts in the sky. The pill tribulation contained an overwhelming amount of destructive energy. If Xiao Yan could harness it, the success of refining this sacred tier pill would be within reach. But if he failed, the consequences were dire. What is he planning to do? At this moment, seeing Xiao Yan's seemingly suicidal action, countless people turned to watch. In the sky above, the domain surrounded by Xiao Yan's sacred flame fire sea was already separated from the outside. The 3 thunderclouds forming the core of the pill tribulation were accompanied by dozens of ferocious lightning bolts that howled through the air. Countless thunderous roars echoed as lightning ravaged through the fire sea, creating a terrifying scene. Now, despite the overwhelming display of power from the thunder, Xiao Yan remained calm, letting out a cold snort. Immediately, the profound power within both him and Xiao Lei manifested. Xiao Lei took the lead, his body shimmering with lightning patterns as solid as a bronze wall. Gray lightning flickered around him as he stood firm, forming the first line of defense to intercept the terrifying world-shaking pressure coming from the demon lightning. As for Xiao Yan, his internal energy was weaker, but he slowly seated himself in midair. The energy within him ignited his alchemical cauldron again, and rich medicinal fragrance began to waft through the air. Under Xiao Yan's expert concealment, the sacred aura gradually infused into the cauldron. This isn't good. Looking at Xiao Yan's actions, Yao Yishuan's beautiful eyes grew complicated. The unease that had once appeared vanished, replaced by countless expressions of horror. What Xiao Yan was doing wasn't simply to help them withstand the pill thunder. In truth, he intended to use the energy of the pill thunder to infuse power into his sacred tier pill and fuse it completely, because his own power was no longer enough to succeed in the fusion. This guy, if he fails, so be it. But if he succeeds, he might become the #1 alchemist in history. Such methods are terrifying. Yao Yichin couldn't help but inhale sharply. His voice became heavy with awe. The 3-7 mystical demon lightning bolts, combined with several powerful thunder tribulations, formed an enormous scene. But Xiao Yan remained calm and composed. His audacity and courage were unmatched. Hmph! The power of the 7 mystical demon lightning is not something that even a late-stage 7-star Do Xian, who lacks Do Qi, can withstand. With 3 thunderclouds enhancing it, even an 8-star Do Xian would be defeated. Greed will only lead to disaster. He'd better be careful not to overreach. Xun'er, gritting his teeth, muttered under his breath. He naturally didn't want Xiao to succeed, but with such a terrifying scene unfolding in the sky, he was powerless to interfere. After all, once one stepped in, it would be akin to seeking death. Boom! Before their conversation could even end, a lightning storm suddenly brewed from the 7 mystical demon lightning bolts in the sky. It rushed toward Xiao with a terrifying force. Child's play. Xiao sneered, his body enveloped in gray lightning as it swirled around his fists. With a single step forward, he formed an archer's stance, and the radiance of the sun and moon burst forth from his fists. With the power of the mountains and rivers, he struck out. Boom, boom, boom. In an instant, the mountains trembled as countless lightning bolts erupted from the point where the two forces collided. Even the ferocious lightning storm was gradually devoured by Xiao's strike. The scene was chilling, sending shivers down everyone's spine. Clang, clang, clang. After Xiao neutralized the attack, a similar lightning storm surged from his body, howling toward Xiao. In front of everyone's gaze, it was injected into the flame-filled alchemical cauldron in front of Xiao. This lightning storm, too, was infused with the power of the 7 mystical demon lightning. Clang, clang. With the infusion of this lightning storm's thunderous power, suppressed and controlled by Xiao's soul force, an immense energy fluctuation erupted from the dying flame inside the pill cauldron. Inside the cauldron, the previously still neutralizing liquid and nether serpent heaven-devouring grass, along with the final 2 core medicinal liquids, gathered towards the pill prototype under the support of this energy. Bang, bang, bang. The dazzling energy broke the cauldron apart, and a multicolored energy pillar shot up into the sky. Countless stunned figures saw a rounded pill within it. Above the pill, an overwhelming aura, supreme above all, gently appeared. 8th tier sacred pill, heavenly soul essence pill, be born. Xiao's voice rang out like thunder, shaking the entire majestic mountain range. The previously menacing thunderclouds above dissipated as if deflated, vanishing entirely. Although this was merely a quasi-sacred tier pill, after Xiao infused it with sacred aura, it had undeniably reached the true 8th tier sacred pill level. At the same time, the final remnants of heaven and earth energy in the mountains boiled over. The ground trembled, sand and rocks flew, countless trees shook violently, and even the air cracked with rare fractures. Meanwhile, the numerous intelligent magical beasts in the mountains were eerily quiet, humbly bowing in reverence, as if waiting for something to descend. In the sky, a golden arc slowly swirled out like the dawn, followed by a soothing, rainbow-colored rain, filled with endless vitality. As the golden arc appeared, all the alchemists participating in the contest at Altar Mountain were stunned and solemn as they muttered, He actually succeeded? It's not just a quasi-sacred tier pill, because this is truly a sacred tier pill? This bastard! Below, Xun'er's eyes turned sharp, his lips curling into a mocking smile as boundless killing intent surfaced. Why could a mere mortal craft a pill surpassing theirs? And a sacred tier one at that? With their past grievances, the seed of jealousy began to take root and sprout. Boom, boom, boom. Just as Xiao prepared to welcome the manifestation of the sacred tier pill, Xiao, without any prior sign or word, suddenly unleashed gray thunder that formed a white snow-like battle armor around his body. His mouth opened, creating a powerful vortex that devoured all remaining thunder tribulation energy in an instant. The whole movement was as fluid as flowing water, with no hesitation. Xiao, what are you doing? Xiao frowned and asked, before the rainbow rain and golden lightning tribulation could arrive. Xiao seemed to have become strangely odd ever since absorbing the last thunder tribulation. It's a waste to leave it, Xiao said, as he absorbed all the remaining thunder tribulation energy. Mysterious, profound forces seemed to stir within him. He then licked his strange, demonic-looking lips and shot like a meteor into Xiao's soul sea, seemingly to refine the immense thunder power. What is this guy doing? This seems beyond my control, Xiao shook his head. The soul clone shared the same glory and power as the original body. Techniques and strength were unified, but for moves like Dragon God Transformation and Flame Mantra, Xiao had not fully inherited them, possibly because some hidden counterforce within these techniques could restrain a soul clone. However, Xiao could use all of Xiao Yan's other combat skills. There was no time to dwell on Xiao actions. Xiao Yan looked up, and an unprecedented pressure, as if 10,000 mountains had fallen upon him, made his breath erratic. The vast sky was clearing of lesser thunderclouds, including the 7 mystical demon lightning, as Xiao devoured them. The entire sky seemed to collapse, forcibly torn into dozens of pieces by the golden arc, which was still incomplete. The remnants of its power alone could threaten a true 8-star Do Xian expert. Buzz, buzz, buzz. The rainbow rain fell, filling the air with vibrant, life-giving energy, nourishing the mountains and revitalizing everything, leaving countless people feeling like they were bathed in a spring breeze. Creak. A few minutes later, the entire sky glowed with dazzling golden light. A golden pillar stood like a pillar of heaven, exuding irresistible celestial pressure. Whoosh! Dragon God Fourth Change. Battle Soul Shadow. Xiao Yan smiled faintly, his eyes deepening. His Do Qi was nearly exhausted, and he could only rely on these powers to resist. What a terrifying technique! But what is this thunder Xiao has called down? There has never been a golden lightning tribulation among the sacred tier pills. Yao Wanyuan was extremely surprised. It seemed that Xiao Yan's actions had already surpassed his understanding. As for the others within Altar Mountain, their eyes narrowed, and they stared fixedly at Xiao Yan. Would he succeed this time? This Xiao Yan, such terrifying methods. Hunmu's body swayed as he stood in the sky. He had only drawn out the 6-colored 7 mystical demon lightning, but the moment the lightning appeared, it was dispersed by Xiao Yan's golden light column. It seemed that the 7 mystical demon lightning feared the golden lightning arc within the light column. Will he succeed? Yao Yichen's eyes showed immense pressure as he spoke. I don't know, but let's wait and see. Ling Zishi shook her head. Even she couldn't predict the outcome of this. After this ceremony ends, I will challenge him. Yao Yichen spoke with firm determination. In his view, the moment Xiao Yan used a mortal's power to combine the 7 mystical demon lightning and form a sacred tier pill, he had already lost. Even if Xiao Yan didn't survive the tribulation, Yao Yichen had still lost. Brother, one day, you'll surpass him. I believe in you. Yao Yishuan smiled. She understood Yao Yichen's pride. Although it stemmed from his own strength, being repeatedly struck down by Xiao Yan had instead sparked his competitive spirit, driving him to improve. It's starting, someone shouted, and the entire mountain range began to tremble. Boom, boom, boom. The golden light column crossed the sky, piercing through it. In the center of the light column, a golden lightning arc danced like a flickering lightning bolt, rampaging and seemingly erasing everything in its path. Come! Xiao Yan roared. The scales of Baxia appeared on his body, half-dragon, transformed. Combined with the 2 battle souls that had fused, his power surged to its peak. Boom! The golden light column churned and roared, like a wild beast emitting terrifying waves, seemingly declaring Xiao Yan's ignorance. Amid the rolling of the golden light column, it suddenly shook violently. All the energy in the light column then condensed rapidly, turning into a golden arrow. Without hesitation, it shot out from the thick clouds in the sky, shattering space and carrying immense heavenly pressure as it descended toward Xiao Yan, delivering the most lethal divine punishment. Boom, boom, boom. The golden arrow was surrounded by countless golden lightning arcs. As it descended, it unleashed a torrent of deadly thunder, turning the entire world into a golden realm. The dazzling golden light and the arrow showed no mercy. Finally, in front of many witnesses, it struck Xiao Yan's body. Ryup! Before the golden arrow even reached Xiao Yan, the moment the golden lightning arcs touched his body, they transformed into countless golden lightning snakes, scattering in all directions. Crack! This situation didn't last long. Xiao Yan immediately withdrew his battle soul, knowing that if this continued, the soul would be damaged again. His breathing became more rapid, and even the Baxia scales flashed with a hint of madness. Whoosh whoosh. With the disappearance of the battle soul, the golden lightning arcs also vanished. However, the golden arrow, containing the pressure of the heavens, suddenly aimed at Xiao Yan's heart, trying to strike him down in one blow. Trivial lightning. How could it compare to the Dragon King's scales? Xiao Yan roared coldly, then unleashed his half-dragon transformation. The Baxia scales within him moved rapidly, and for a moment, the golden arrow actually stopped in midair. Break for me. Xiao Yan's muscles tensed, his heart racing violently. The dragon power in his arms was released without holding back, and he took the golden arrow head-on. Crack, crack. In the blink of an eye, the golden arrow cracked open, and Xiao Yan punched forward, instantly shattering the arrow. At this moment, all the thunderclouds in the sky began to dissipate, and Xiao Yan's body, like a wilted flower, fell to the 8th peak. Although his half-dragon transformation was intact, it had grown dull and faded. The strange pill in his hand remained calm, no longer undergoing any changes. A refreshing fragrance emerged, but there was no restless spiritual energy. The root cause seemed to be the trace of sacred aura Xiao Yan had infused earlier. At this moment, the entire scene was silent. Did he succeed? The golden arrow that had just flown seemed simple, but only powerful individuals like Hun Mu, deep within the mountains, could feel the overwhelming pressure from the heavens and earth, a force that could easily destroy both pill and life with a single misstep. After enduring the pill thunder, they still had to face the transformation of the pill. Yet, under Xiao Yan's commanding gaze, it all seemed remarkably easy. Xiao Yan Gij. In that moment, Xun'er's eyes gleamed with a hint of pride. Her graceful figure floated lightly, crossing the void and entering Spirit Valley Mountain, as if she were a docile cat, quietly guarding Xiao Yan's side. Xiao Yan had already successfully refined the pill, and there was nothing else to do for now. Madam. Xiao Yan, whose Baxia's scales had grown faint, felt waves of scorching heat and numbness surging from his body. His dou qi had completely dissipated, so he gently leaned on Xun'er's fragrant shoulder, feeling drowsy. Xiao Yan Gij, you did great. Xun'er gently supported Xiao Yan, channeling pure flame energy to relieve his weakness. Her concern for him was evident in her tender care. Heh, it's been a long time since our Yao clan grand ceremony has been so lively. Yao Wanyuan chuckled, his voice carrying through the air. The ceremony is almost over, and now I ask the contestants to take out the pills they have refined for inspection by the higher-ups of the Yao clan. In 10 minutes, the continent's #1 alchemist will be decided. Even without Yao Wanyuan's words, it was clear that the title of the continent's #1 alchemist was already secured. Boom, boom, boom. As soon as Yao Wanyuan finished speaking, 10 different immortal grade 7th tier pills were thrown toward him. These pills already had considerable spiritual intelligence, but under Xiao Yan's golden lightning arc, they fell silent, making them easy to subdue. Their human beast forms emerged in succession, but only Xiao Yan's sacred tier pill remained perfectly round, devoid of any strange transformations. However, this pill was far more terrifying than any other. Xiao Yan, don't get too excited. After the ceremony, there's still one more round. I'll make you regret it. Seeing Xiao Yan prospering, Shen Hong couldn't help but sneer, his killing intent surging. As long as he could kill Xiao Yan, the title of #1 alchemist would be his. 10 minutes passed in the blink of an eye. Heh, the Yao clan grand ceremony has come to a close, and the champion has been decided. In the name of the Yao clan patriarch, I announce. The champion of the Yao clan grand ceremony is Xiao Yan. As soon as Yao Wanyuan's voice fell, the crowd erupted in excitement, with voices of envy filling the air. To think someone so young could become a sacred tier alchemist, it was truly unheard of. Perhaps in a few decades, or at most 100 years, Xiao Yan would truly step into the sacred tier himself. To my surprise, this guy's sacred tier 8th grade mystic pill is something I, even now, cannot figure out why it lacks any transformation. How embarrassing. Yao Wanyuan said with a sly smile. Heh, thank you to all the powerful figures for your humility, allowing me to take this champion title. By the way, I am actually the Lord of the Infinite Fire Domain. If any of you are interested, feel free to join. When it comes to refining pills and other matters, I will provide you with considerable convenience. Seizing the opportunity, Xiao revealed his identity. After all, if the title of #1 alchemist on Do continent was taken by an unknown person, it would surely cause discomfort within the Yao clan. The Infinite Fire Domain. Upon hearing Xiao words, the other powerful figures nodded. They were aware of the Infinite Fire Domain, and now with the title of continent's #1 alchemist, it would undoubtedly bolster his strength. The ceremony has ended, but our Yao clan will continue to treat all of you with the utmost hospitality. If any of you wish to stay, feel free to indulge in the feast. In the meantime, the Yao clan grand ceremony will continue for a while longer, said Yao Xini and others, smiling. Heh, the Yao clan grand ceremony is truly a rare event, 1 in 100 years. Voices of admiration emerged, but some high-ranking figures seemed to be sizing up Xiao, seemingly weighing something. The Infinite Fire Domain had already become a formidable force on Do continent, and with the backing of the Gu clan and the continent's #1 alchemist, it was likely to undergo a real transformation soon. Everyone, it seems you've forgotten something quite important. Contestants have the right to challenge the champion. If they defeat the champion, they can take the champion's place. The strength that Xiao demonstrated during this grand ceremony was such that even some 8-star Do cultivators dared not face him directly in battle. In the end, even a prodigy like Yao Yichen lost the courage to challenge him. What kind of confidence could Xun'er, who wasn't even at the 8-star Do level, possibly have? There is indeed such an issue. Hearing Xun'er speak, Yao Wanyuan responded, furrowing his brow as he pondered deeply. Originally, he thought that with Xiao displaying such terrifying power, no one foolish enough would challenge him, and thus he had planned to skip this step. Xun'er, what are you doing? Step aside. The old monster, Shun Shi, snapped at Xun'er's actions. Powerful as Patriarch Yin Yun was, even with the use of forbidden techniques, he couldn't kill Xiao. Xiao strength had already reached a level far beyond theirs. If Xun'er forced a confrontation, it would likely be nothing more than a death wish. Xun'er of the CS sect challenges champion Xiao. Xun'er, however, did not care about any of this. He had made a promise to Lu Hao, and with the many treasures Lu Hao had given him, he was determined to give it his all. Although it was a secret between him and Lu Hao, the other strong members of the CS sect were unaware. Xiao, do you accept? Yao Wanyuan asked. He didn't want to refuse, since he had previously spoken in front of all the powerful figures, and backing down now would be difficult. I agree. Xiao nodded, a deep meaning flashing in his eyes. 1 hour to recover your Do Qi. After that, the challenge begins. Yao Wanyuan said helplessly. Buzz buzz. After a moment, both of them sat down, trying to recover the Do Qi they had exhausted, and with alchemists from the Yao clan around, recovery pills for Do Qi were provided in abundance. What on earth is Xun'er doing? Yao Yichen couldn't help but shake his head. Originally, he had also planned to challenge Xiao, but after witnessing Xiao's terrifying strength, he could only secretly vow to defeat him fairly next time. But now, challenging him would only be a humiliation. Xun'er is narrow-minded, vengeful, and it's hard to say what he's up to. Hunmu also stepped forward. Strange, why does the ancient clan token seem off? The connection with the ancient Yuan and the others has become incredibly weak. Xun'er stood protectively beside Xiao, trying to use the ancient clan token, but to no avail. She didn't delve deeper into the issue for now. The arena erupted once more. Xiao's alchemy skills and combat power were obvious to all. Did Xun'er have some hidden trump card, or was he simply walking to his death?